As kids head back to school around the country, educators are increasingly focusing on their emotional development. ABC's Deb Roberts is here now, and she sat down with education guru Marc Brackett to learn more about his new program, helping kids understand their emotions and others. And Deb, this is not only good for kids, it's also good for their parents.
That's exactly right, Tom. You have kids who are heading into school. I do too. And as they settle back into the classrooms, many of them have also packed up and are bringing with them a lot of emotional stuff. Studies show that 3/4 of kids report being tired, bored, or stressed, but many are now getting a handle on their lives because they're getting permission to feel.
Thousands of school kids around the country say they're in a better mood these days thanks to an increasingly popular program getting them to think more about their feelings.
What are the biggest mistakes we're making from day to day in dealing with our feelings?
Ignoring them, suppressing them, denying them.
Marc Brackett, director of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence and author of a new book, Permission to Feel, says so many of us are burdened by stress and anxiety because we don't talk about our emotions.
Feelings are information. They are important for our decisions, they're important for our relationships, our health, our everyday performance. And when we acknowledge them and use them wisely, great things happen.
And he says kids are paying the steepest price. Research showing that American teens lead the world in violence, binge drinking, marijuana use, and obesity, with stress levels off the charts. More than half of college students are coping with anxiety, a third of them depression.
When you think about the world, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety, and talking about our feelings will help that?
It will. Because as we say, you have to name it to tame it.
We're going to list the 5 words that were most common at our table.
That's why Hinsdale High School outside Chicago has implemented Brackett's R.U.L.E.R program as an integral part of its freshman curriculum.
R.U.L.E.R are the 5 skills of emotional intelligence. Recognizing emotions in oneself, understanding the causes and consequences, labeling those feelings, learning how to express those feelings, and the top of the hierarchy is that regulation skill.
The schools use color-coded language to help kids explain their mindset on a given day. Red if they're anxious or upset, blue if they're down, yellow means they're happy.
Included? Do you guys want to feel included at Hinsdale South?
We want to be able to them to say, like, hey, Mrs. Parker, I just came in. I just want you to know I'm red, and I'm going to go use some of my strategies right now. That's what we're doing here. We're lowering shame.
At first, it just didn't seem like I would use it every day. Every decision I make, I use it.
It helps me be stronger, so now I feel a lot more confident.
Let me put myself in someone else's shoes and realize that me being wrong is okay.
These are just life skills that you need to know.
Even parents noticing the difference.
Seeing that she can come home and, open up.
My kids actually now ask me how I'm feeling and what they can do to make my day better, and it's just that life learning lesson that they don't get from a book in a regular classroom.
And that is key, Dr. Brackett says, getting adults involved in the conversation. Checking in, Tom, so I have to ask you, how are you feeling?
I feel good, but it's early, right? But what this doctor says is so right. Once you name it, you can tame it. So how do you do it after that?
Well, he says what's key is once you know what you're feeling, it's all about those strategies to help you deal with it. For instance, maybe deep breathing to kind of take you down if you're feeling a little too tense. Visualizing yourself in a better place. That makes the big difference. And practicing a positive point of view. Sounds very simple, but all of those things lead you to check in and sort of calm yourself. And he says it makes a huge difference. In schools across the country, they're seeing a big, big difference.
And as parents, it's just taking the time to stop and say, how do you feel?
Exactly.
So easy. All right, Deb, thanks so much.